1, 2, 3, and here we go. So hey guys, this is going to be a live stream, and basically what I'm going to do in a live stream is I'm going to be showing you a stream of, there's going to be spoilers, there's going to be a lot of different things, and it's going to kind of take you into the lore of things. Now, I don't really know too much about lore. I play Mythic rank in the top 1500, and also make draft videos for beginners and stuff like that to help you out on your MTG arena journey. But the video I'm going to show you, and I'll kind of come in and kind of commentate on certain things, is going to come over the spoilers, and you're going to be shocked. I think everybody's going to be shocked. I don't know completely everything, so why don't we just go ahead and dive right in. But certainly there's a couple things that have been leaked already, as you can see right here, Jace, Mirror Mage, and also Nahari, which if you don't remember the original Nahari, that's fine. It was 2 colorless, 1 red and 1 white, so they stuck with that. I'm sure they'll cover it in this video, so I'm going to go ahead and flash it over, and we're just going to get right into all of that. So, boom, let me take that down. And by the way, you can find that at twitch.tv/magic, and you can find all those things right there. Let's go right into everything. Alright, so here's the very beginning of everything. And,
Mark Rosewater famously had a tough time getting his coworkers excited about the idea of a Lands Matter set. Eventually, he made it happen, aided by nicknaming the world What Silly Name. Was it Land Party?
I don't know this one. So it'll be in about 10 minutes.
Landfall,
it'll come up.
Or Land Rush?
I don't know this one. Do you? But there's gonna be a couple of spoilers that are gonna be given out here. Lands of Palooza. I have no idea. It just looks like a big word, so I just go with that one.
It was Lands-a-Palooza that would officially go on to become Zendikar, a world all about lands. The original Zendikar featured a whopping 20 non-basic lands, and mechanics like Landfall that really cared about lands. Finally, the vision of a land-focused world was complete. Some of Magic's most popular cards.
So they're going through the history of Zendikar.
The characters introduced there are coming back in Zendikar Rising. You'll see. Which of these green cards first appeared in the Zendikar set? Was it Nissa Ravain, Avenger of Zendikar?
Which of these first green cards appeared in the Zendikar set? What would you say? What do you guys? I'd say Omnoth. You know, by the way, if you're watching this on a replay, please go skip ahead in that timer. What? Okay. Nope, I was off. I missed that one. Oops. So it's kind of cool. It's going to take you through the history of everything, and then kind of wind into the beginning.
Zendikar is a world full of adventure and peril, with daring souls who explore lands in search of untold treasure.
So that's kind of what it's going to do.
At the heart of all this change is the Royal, a mysterious force on Zendikar that creates an incredibly volatile earth and climate that can cause the ground underneath you to crack, or begin floating in the air. The follow-up to Zendikar was the incredibly popular Worldwake set. Now, Worldwake upped the adventure even further and brought new twists to a
So this is good for people that haven't played recently, or excuse me, that are coming into Magic the Gathering.
But which of the following did not first appear in Worldwake? Was it Landfall on instants and sorceries, the multi-kicker mechanic, a planeswalker with 4 abilities, or a legendary elemental?
Could be anybody's guess. Let me see. I know Landfall hit with Hendren Crab. Planeswalker. I say a legendary elemental.
A legendary elemental.
There you go.
The Rise of the Eldrazi set took the focus off of lands and shifted it onto the gigantic creatures known as the Eldrazi. They were trapped on Zendikar millennia ago by three.
Yeah, so this is going to be, the spoilers are going to be crazy.
Different three planeswalkers, Jace, Chandra, and Sarkhan, convened in the Eye of
Zendikar is going to be a
and
really big set
accidentally
here.
Set them free, unleashing them on
But
the
I think they
world
do a
of
better
Zendikar,
job at illustrating this.
changing the multiverse forever.
And again,
The three planeswalkers that originally locked away the Eldrazi on Zendikar were Sorin, Ugin, and who? Was it Urza, Nahiri,
the three
Obnixilis,
planeswalkers that originally locked
or
away the
Nicol
Eldrazi and Zendikar were Zoran, Ugin, and who? Well, who? I mean, I guess you just have to go with Nahari on this one, just because it's in the set. You see that on MTG Arena. So, Obnixilis, if you don't remember the Planeswalker Obnixilis, it was in, there was a Nixilis in War of the Spark, and then there was a Nixilis, going back to like 3 years ago. I think it's gonna be Nahari in this one. I'm not a big lore person, so I have no idea. But I'm just gonna guess.
The Eldrazi begin to ravage
So,
Zendikar,
missed
and
one.
our heroes needed help. Sorin eventually went to Tarkir to look for Ugin. Jace and Chandra also left the plane. And then, eventually, the story picks back up in the set Battle for Zendikar.
So let's see here.
What year did Battle for Zendikar release? Was it 2014?
I know the answer to this one.
2016 or 2017?
So this is the Battle for Zendikar, right? So this is gonna be 2015, right? Kind of that land cycle. So you can see there's Ali for Zendikar right there, in the far right. He's a planeswalker. He's a 4/4, or excuse me, he was a planeswalker that can turn into a 5/5, 2 colorless, 2 white. See on the far right, you can see it way on the far right. Yeah.
2015.
Yep. So Obnixilis is on that
At
left.
the end of the battle, the Eldrazi are defeated. The Planeswalkers of Battle for Zendikar take an oath to protect the multiverse from any and all threats. They form the Gatewatch. In Oath of the Gatewatch, the Planeswalkers' oaths to protect the multiverse was represented by a cycle of oath enchantments. Which of these characters did not get an oath in Oath of the Gatewatch? Was it Chandra, Jace, Nissa, or Liliana?
Okay, so Oath of Nissa was 1 green, came into play. It was kind of like a Once Upon a Time, a little bit like a Once Upon a Time for you guys. And then you had, well, I'm gonna let you guys guess. So there's an Oath of Nissa for sure. There's an Oath of Chandra. So it's either going to be Jace or Liliana here. More than likely. Yep. So these are kind of like the, they were enchantments that came in, they dropped down.
Liliana.
Yep.
After the events of the Battle for Zendikar block, Zendikar is slowly returning back to normal.
Kind of like
Many
Charms,
residents of the
a little
plane are
bit.
back to their adventuring ways, and the Royal is plenty active and uncovering all sorts of new
Huge
lands.
part
And
during
speaking of the new
Magic the
lands
Gathering back in
Zendikar
2016.
Rising, Mark Rosewater told the world all about the new dual lands. How many did he say that there would be? Was it 5, 6, 10, or 11?
Mark Rosewater told the world all about the new Zendikar dual lands. How many did they say there would be? 5, 6, 10, or 11? What do you think? I'm gonna go with 6. Oh, okay. Alright guys, so there's 39 seconds till we get into all the type of stuff. So there's a kind of cool basic lands. And they've been doing a great job with basic lands, if you haven't noticed, like Theros Beyond Death. The lands have been kind of like full artish lands, so I kind of like that. Kind of like that part. Hey, what's up, Raph? All right. So here we go. Doom, 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 doom. So they're gonna get into like the lore. Yeah, they're gonna get into the lore and stuff like that. Let's see here. So what are they gonna do?
Careful.
Pretty good.
Harry, we need to leave now.
Okay, this is gonna be like the lore, like the history behind Zendikar. Yeah, I'm not that person to tell you this. So that's Nahari.
Got you.
Obviously, there's a fight in the Planeswalker battles.
Is this what you want?
Ooh. I think you're gonna be shocked at the lands in this set. It's gonna be ridiculous. I'm just gonna kind of give you a clue on that one.
Zareth? No.
I don't know if that's an
What
orb.
is this thing, Nahiri? No more storms or disasters. No more hellish monsters. This is our chance. Our chance? Zareth's chance? No.
So
I'm so sorry, Akari. I truly am.
well, It's rising, but somebody fell. Everything wants you dead. It's rising, but somebody fell. Wants you dead.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jimmy Wong.
And I'm Becca Scott.
And we are here today to tell you about Zendikar Rising, the newest set from Magic the Gathering.
That's right, Jimmy. As you know, Zendikar is all about adventure, exploration, and reward. And it's full of floating hedrons, skyclaves, and, of course, the royal.
And because it is an adventure world, we're here today on our adventure set, and we're about to go on a little adventure of our own. But before we get into it, let's find out what's been happening on the world of Zendikar.
So I think they're start getting the cards.
Hey, Jimmy and Becca. Welcome back to
There you
Zendikar.
go.
I hear you're about to go on an adventure to learn about the card set. So let me tell you a little bit about what's been happening on this plane since the last time we were here. The Eldrazi are gone, but the Royal is still a pretty serious threat. It's like this world's natural defense system. You have to watch out for those unexpected earthquakes and lava elementals. Definitely watch out for the lava elementals. And as we saw in the trailer, Nahiri is willing to do anything to get rid of the Royal, and I think it could have some serious repercussions here on the plane. So good luck on your adventure. Actually, you might need some companions to kind of help watch your back. So let me introduce you to the planeswalkers that you're going to meet here on Zendikar. First up, we have Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. 2 red-white. This card features Nahiri standing in front of a repaired sea gate. And it comes in this beautiful borderless treatment, featuring Nahiri descending into a cavern looking for an ancient core artifact. Next up, we have Jace Mirror Mage. 1 blue. And here in this card, we've got Jace featured back-to-back with his illusion, who's acting as his bodyguard.
Look at
This
that.
also comes in an amazing borderless treatment that features Jason as double, surrounded by vignettes
Draw a
of
card
his
and reveal
adventures
it.
within the Skyclaves of Zendikar.
Remove a number of loyalty counters equal
Nissa
to.
is also here on
That's crazy.
Zendikar, and I'm really excited to show you these 2 pieces of art. In this one, she's descending a floating staircase of a Skyclave looking for something, and in this amazing piece of art, which will be on her borderless card, you can see Nissa exploring the wilds of Zendikar, looking hopeful as the land restores itself now that the Eldrazi are gone. I hope those planeswalkers help keep you company. I have one more bit of information before you go. If you're interested in learning more about what our heroes are up to in Zendikar Rising, we're going to be releasing web fiction that'll fill you in on all of those details. So keep an eye out for that soon. Until then, good luck. Bye.
Thanks, Maris. That was awesome. Becca, what do you say? Should we get into it?
Let's do it, Jimmy.
All right,
But
so they're
you
gonna
know,
get
we
into
could
some of
cut
the
them around
cards.
if we split up.
Good idea. Let's do that.
All right.
Adventure!
It's kind of cool what they're doing though. They're kind of teaching you the lore leading up to the cards. If you're into that type of stuff,
Hey everybody, like many of you, I'm adventuring from home. So let's talk about that Jace card we just saw. It had Kicker, a fan favorite mechanic that we are very excited to bring back in Zendikar Rising. In fact, let's check out a new card with Kicker, and that's Blood Chief's Thirst. Okay, Blood Chief's Thirst. This is a sorcery for 1 black mana, with Kicker, 2 and a black. You may pay an additional 2B as you cast this spell. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 2 or less. If the spell was kicked, instead destroy target creature or planeswalker. Great in the early game for taking out small threats, fantastic in the late game for taking out anything. Kicker is awesome, and it gives you a ton of flexibility. Late in the game, you've got a lot of extra mana, dump it into some super powerful spells. That brings us to our other returning mechanic for Zendikar Rising. It's Landfall. Now, land is a major player on the plane of Zendikar. Look
Okay,
no
so-
further than the return of the famous...
I just want to stop that for a second. So, landfall. So, all right. So there's the mechanics that. So Kicker was around a long time ago. So how Kicker works is that you pay the additional cost as you're casting the spell, and then you get additional things with that spell. So in the case of Jace right here, let's just go in and just go right into Jace for a second. It says when Jace Mirror Mage enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create a token that's a copy of it. So if you pay 5 mana, because it's 2 colorless, right? You get a copy of this. If you pay 7, you get 2 copies. You spend 9, you get, so it just keeps on going with the kickers. So that's part of the kicker cost. And I know they kind of skimmed over the card, but let's kind of go over this card. If I can grab it. let's see right here. I just kind of want to highlight certain things. Oops, not it. Well, let me snag the card. Alright, here you go. Alright, let's see if we can make it bigger. Let's see here. Okay, I guess it doesn't want to do it. Okay, I'm trying to make the card bigger for you, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Okay, I should be able to do it. Okay, I'm able to drag it. There you go. Okay, so right here. So for example, it's got a kicker of 3. When you pay an additional 2 colorless and 1 black, destroy target. So you may pay an additional the kicker it. So sometimes things just come with a kicker cost. So understand is that it's when you're casting the spell that's important. It's not so you have to pay its full. It's an additional cost. But destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana cost 2 or less if the spell was kicked. So that would be the purpose of you kicking it, right? So Jace, his kicker was cloning, right? This is, if you kick it, here's an additional thing the card's going to do. All right, so we'll go back to all that.
I'm Hua Mulan.
Streaming Friday. The Legend arrives. Exclusively on Disney+. Disney's Mulan, rated PG-13, starts streaming Friday. Available to Disney Plus subscribers who unlock Premier Access.
Oops. Let's see here. Let me try to get that back. Let me see here. See here. This is the crazy part about doing live streams. Here. Give me 1 second. Just take me a second. Sorry. I probably should never turn it off. Go. I'm trying to find it. All right. Let me do this.
And it comes in this beautiful borderless treatment, featuring Nahiri descending into a cavern looking for an ancient core artifact. Next up, we have Jace Mirror Mage, 1 blue. And here in this card, we've got Jace featured back-to-back with his Illusion, who's acting as his bodyguard. This also comes in an amazing borderless treatment that features Jace and his double, surrounded by vignettes of his adventures within the Skyclaves of Zendikar. NISSA is also here on Zendikar, and I'm really excited to show you these two pieces of art. In this one, she's descending a floating staircase of a skyclave looking for something, and in this amazing piece of art, which will be on her borderless card, you can see NISSA exploring the wilds of Zendikar, looking hopeful as the land restores itself now that the Eldrazi are gone. I hope those planeswalkers help keep you company. I have one more bit of information before you go. If you're interested in learning more about what our heroes are up to in Zendikar Rising, we're going to be releasing web fiction that'll fill you in on all of those details. So keep an eye out for that soon. Until then, good luck. Bye.
Thanks, Maris. That was awesome. Becca, what do you say? Should we get into it?
Let's do it, Jimmy. But you know what? We could cover more ground if we split up.
Good idea. Let's do that.
All right.
Adventure!
Adventure!
Okay, so this is where they get into all the mechanics, I think, a little bit more detail.
Hey everybody, like many of you, I'm adventuring from home. So let's talk about that Jace card we just saw. It had Kicker, a fan favorite mechanic that we are very excited to bring back in Zendikar Rising. In fact, let's check out a new card with Kicker, and that's Blood Chief's Thirst. Okay, Blood Chief's Thirst.
Okay,
this is
so
a
we went
sorcery
backwards a
for
little
1
bit.
black mana.
Okay.
With Kicker, 2 and a black. You may pay an additional 2B as you cast this spell. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 2 or less. If the spell was kicked, instead destroy target creature or planeswalker. Great in the early game for taking out small threats, fantastic in the late game for taking out anything. Kicker is awesome, and it gives you a ton of flexibility. Late in the game, you've got a lot of extra mana, dump it into some super powerful spells. That brings us to our other returning mechanic for Zendikar Rising. It's Landfall. Now, land is a major player on the plane of Zendikar. Look no further than the return of the famous Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra, 1 and a green, creature
Whenever a
snake.
land enters the battlefield
Landfall,
under control.
whenever a land enters the
Add 1
battlefield
mana of
under
any
your
color.
control, add 1 mana of any color. This snake has been fueling explosive green decks for years, and it's back for another
It's a
go.
2/1.
And in Zendikar Rising, Landfall cards have a special showcase frame that you can see here on Lotus Cobra. The frames were inspired by travel posters, and they're meant to show off the vibrant and
Whenever a land
dangerous
enters the
world
battlefield
of
under control.
Zendikar. Just look at this frame.
Add
Isn't
1
that
mana of
beautiful?
any color. That is
Okay,
crazy.
next up, you know what?
That is
Going
crazy.
here, these ferns aren't going to stop me. I'm going to show you another landfall card. We're going to do that. Commander players, listen up. This one might be very interesting for you. Introducing Omnath, Locus of Creation. That's right, Omnath is back and has spread into a 4th color with white. It's a legendary elemental. When Omnath Locus of Creation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life if this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn. If it's the second time, add 4 mana, a red, a green, a white, and a blue. If it's the third time, Omnath deals 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. And you can also collect Omnath in that gorgeous showcase frame. It's a legendary creature ready to lead your commander deck. And those are the 2 returning mechanics of Zendikar Rising. Adventurers, it's time for the rest
Okay,
of your
so
quests.
landfall is just whenever a land comes into play. It causes a trigger, right? It's a triggered ability.
Okay, so we know there are a lot of returning mechanics for the set, but I want to know if there's anything new. So I'm gonna try to radio into base and see if they can tell me anything. Just gonna... And...
Jimmy?
Mike?
Jimmy?
Mike! Hey, it's Mike Turian. How's it going?
Hey, Jimmy, I'm glad you're getting reception out there. How's the adventure going?
It's going pretty well. I'm staying hydrated. My feet feel good, so thumbs up for me.
What do you think about those lands?
That's good, that's good.
crazy.
So,
That
what
Cobra's
do you need?
crazy.
Well, I'm trying to find out everything I can about the new Zendikar set, so I figured you might be able to help.
Hi, then you've come to the right place. Thousands of years ago, before the land had a name, before the wind was born, Zendikar was a place of legend.
Okay, hey, Mike, you know, running short on time here, do you think we could just sort of skip ahead and talk about the new mechanics in the
Yes.
set?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, great.
We've actually got 2 new mechanics, and when we created them, we wanted to go back to that original feel of Zendikar.
Okay, so
and
there's
capture
2
what
new
everybody
mechanics.
loves
So
about
2 old,
Magic
2 new.
Zendikar. The first mechanic I wanted to share with you is the party mechanic. It's
Party?
aimed at making you feel like you're on an adventure with your friends. What you're gonna do is get your 4 adventure classes. You're gonna want your warrior, your wizard, your rogue, and of course, what every party needs, your cleric.
Yeah, there we go. That's perfect.
And you get bonuses for having your party all together. Here, let's take a look at Shepherd of Heroes.
New cards. I'm always excited for this.
So with the Shepherd of Heroes, not only is it a 5 mana 3/4 flyer, but when it comes into play, you get 2 life for each member of of your party.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. You know, the more party members you have, the more life you're going to be able to heal and save up because you got people to defend you and fight for you and heal you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's exactly what you'd expect a cleric on Zendikar to be doing. So next up, we see Acquisitions Expert. As a 1/2 rogue, it's a little creature, you know, it gets in there, it does a little bit of damage, but the great thing about it is the party mechanic here, you get to force your opponent to discard a card, and once again, if you have that full party, you're choosing from up to 4 different cards from their hand to make them discard one.
Wow, that's so flavorful. I'm a big fan of that.
Tazri. You can see here, a 4/6 for 5 mana, that's alright. If you have a full party to cast Tazri, that's a 1 mana 4/6 creature.
Are there any other legendary creatures that we might be able to take a look at?
Yeah, let's take a look at LANDFALL. 3 mana, 3 flyer, great to start off with. You can lock down one of their creatures as long as you have a full party, you know, turn after turn. That's so powerful in Magic to be able to just choose one of your opponent's creatures and say, nope, time out for you, sit over here.
That's fantastic. I mean, this is just so much fun. I love the way that you're incorporating that classic sense of adventure and gathering together with a group of friends to get out there with your band of like traveling companions. Really cool stuff.
In Zendikar Rising, party is not just for creatures, it's also on spells. Let's take a look at Spoils of Adventure. For 6 mana, 3 life and 3 cards, that's a pretty good deal. But if you have a full party, that'll be 2 mana for 3 life and 3 cards. That's amazing.
Wow, that is an insane
I have to revisit the
deal,
party
and you
mechanic
should be
later on.
rewarded if you have a full adventuring party around you.
Yeah, it's really great to capture party on Zendikar, right? It is a world about adventure, and so you're going to want to go and collect that full party, and so you can have a great adventuring experience.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, well you said 2 new mechanics, so what else is there?
Another new mechanic is we're bringing back double face cards, and this time we're calling them modal double face cards, or modal DFCs for short.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the modal piece of it is the front of the card and the back of the card, when you cast a modal DFC, you're just choosing which side you play, right? So in Zendikar, because Zendikar is all about land, the back of the cards, each in Zendikar, have a land, right? So for instance, Valakut Stoneforge comes into play tapped, and it taps for red. Now, in the late game, of course, you're probably not going to want that land. Then go ahead and cast Valakut Awakening and get a quick refresh on cards in your hand. That flexibility is really great.
Yeah, that flexibility is great.
Whoa.
It'll really change the way that you can even build your deck now because you have these cards that function both as spells and lands.
We wanted to bring the new modal DFC mechanic to dual lands, right? And what we did is we introduced a cycle of pathway lands, Clearwater Pathway and Murkwater Pathway, tap for blue on one side, black on the other. And all you do is when you have them in your hand, you just say, hey, do I want blue mana? If you do, Clearwater Pathway. If you want black mana, Murkwater Pathway. Choose the side you play.
That is the closest you can get to a dual land.
Really amazing.
Yeah, that is insane. I love that. You really get the sort of like,
So you just
the
like
ability
pick
to
and choose.
what color
You can't
need
fetch
in
it
the
though because it's a
moment.
land.
The best part is no
See?
drawback, like you said.
Yeah. And so, of course, you know, when we're introducing this amazing cycle of pathway lands, we knew we needed to bring that awesome borderless treatment to them. The great thing here with 2 sides, you get 2 pieces of art on every card, totally borderless. It's so exciting. I'm just overjoyed to be bringing the cycle of pathway lands to Zendikar Rising.
How common are these going to be? How many booster packs do I need to crack to see one of these?
Oh, hey, that's one of the great things about modal DFCs. Every draft booster of Zendikar Rising is going to have a modal DFC in it. You might not always get the rare pathway, but every draft booster of Zendikar Rising will have a modal DFC in it. With all of those modal DFCs, we've reimagined what we're doing for our helper card, right? So here's a modal DFC helper card, and it's really easy to use. You just get out a marker or a pen, write what's on one side, what's on the other, and then fill in that information that'll make it easy for you to remember when you're shuffling it into your deck.
Mike, thank you. This was so amazing. I can't wait to see these new mechanics in action, and I especially can't wait to get
So those are like flip cards, pretty much.
DFC cards. So thanks again, and you know what? I actually have to get going because I really don't want to get stuck out here before it turns to nightfall.
Okay, be careful out there, Jimmy. And just remember one thing. No matter what, you should never, ever, ever, ever...
Mike? Mike? Mike! Uh-oh.
Oh, hi. I've been looking through these old books, trying to find some information on Zendikar Rising. so far I haven't had any luck. I think it's time to ask for some help. Let's check back in with Maris and see what she knows. Maris? Hey!
Hey, Becca, what's up?
Okay, well, I'm on a quest to find out everything I can about Zendikar Rising. I wonder if you have any information you could share?
I absolutely do. You know what? I can tell you about Booster Fun.
Ooh, yeah, please.
Let's start with the lands, because you and I know that I just
So-
love the full art basics, and Zendikar has got those. You can get full art basics in
I think people
the
want to
set
know is there going to be
boosters as well as
fetches.
draft booster packs.
I think that's what people want to know
someone
here.
who wants the foil full art lands, you can find these in collector boosters. There will be one foil full art basic in every collector booster pack.
Those all look great. Okay, what else can we look forward to in this set?
Well, there's so much to collect in Zendikar, and I think you're going to be really excited about this next part. Expeditions are coming back.
Expeditions! Yes!
Oh.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna have to pick up all of those.
They are going to be back as box toppers, and any of the booster displays, you are going to be able to get Expedition box topper. So
Oh, that's
the set
cool.
Booster display, draft booster display.
So you
you're
buy a
gonna get
booster box,
non-foil
you get
Expedition card. And if you're getting a
This goes back to
collector
like what the
booster
set was
display
originally
box,
was.
You're going to get 2 non-foil Expedition cards.
What? 2 non-foil expedition cards. Okay, that's amazing.
And if you're interested in getting a foil Expedition, those are exclusive to collector boosters.
Ooh, nice. Okay, are they all lands?
Oh yeah, all 30 expeditions are lands, and 10 of them are allied and enemy fetch lands.
Oh, nice. You knew what I was gonna ask. Oh, wow, these look beautiful.
I mean, check these out.
Can we just see some more?
Oh, of course, of course. Let's see. Here is Morphic Pool,
Yes, oh, I love it.
and then check out Prismatic Vista. So these frames are inspired by the core Skyclaves of Zendikar Rising. And the final one that I'm going to show you for our Eternal players is Wasteland.
Nice, okay, something for the Eternal players. Beautiful. Maris, all of that art is incredible. Thank you so much for helping me on my adventure.
You are so welcome, Becca.
Boy, I wish Jimmy was here to see all this. I wonder where he is right now.
Becca! I get so lost.
Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm still Matt Tabak, and I'm still in the business of showing you awesome things. Now in Zendikar Rising, we're introducing a new type of booster pack called the Set Booster. It's gonna revolutionize the way we all open booster packs. We found out a lot of you out there just really love cracking packs. So while draft boosters are still the best way to play the game, and collector boosters is the shortcut to all the hottest cards in the set, anytime you just want to open up a booster pack and feel that Zendikar goodness, the Set Booster is where it's at. Let's take a look at a quick rundown of some of what you'll find in a Zendikar Rising set booster. First off, you'll always get an art card, and there's a small chance that art card will be upgraded with a gold
pretty cool.
stamped signature from the artist. Next, you'll get a full art basic
They did arts
land.
in Modern
That full art basic
Horizons.
land could be foil. Next up, a mix of commons and uncommons. Now the cards within each rarity connect to each other. We're going to show off themes, mechanics, and even creative elements from within the set. You'll get a common or uncommon showcase or modal double-faced card. Next up, a guaranteed foil and a guaranteed rare or mythic rare. Then we have the wild card slots. Now these are really wild. They could be anything from commons right up to mythic rares. About a quarter of set boosters will also contain a card from the list. Now you may be asking yourself, what is the list? And why do I have to say it so dramatically? Well, that part came from legal, but I can tell you this. The list is a curated list. It's like 300 cards from Magic's history that we chose to show off just some of the cool and weird stuff we've done. It's like slivers and, offbeat mechanics and things you're just not expecting to see, but you're gonna see them in a brand new booster pack. But I mean, I could sit here and talk about the list all day long, but I'm gonna instead show you 3 cards: Food Chain, Simian Spirit Guide, and Slimefoot the Stowaway. Now remember, cards from the list aren't standard legal, but they are legal in many other formats. You just get to enjoy opening them up. And that's it for set boosters. Yeah.
So my question is, are fetches now standard legal?
Stay safe out there. They are legal these days. Just get to enjoy opening them up. That's it for set boosters. Yeah.
So my question is, are fetches now
Becca!
standard legal?
This keeps getting worse.
my voice.
Yeah. Oh, Becca, thank goodness.
I'm right here.
I was stuck in the dark. It was so scary, and there were monsters.
Okay, that's great, Jimmy. Look what I found.
Ooh, treasure?
Yeah.
Oh, should we open it?
Obviously, and look who's here with us. It's Mark Hagan.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Mark, how's it going?
Great, how are you guys doing?
Very, very good.
Open it.
Okay, let's see what is inside. It's the whole next year of Magic.
You've seen some of the stuff we're doing this year, but now it's time to go into the future and talk through what we're doing in 2021.
Let's take a look. All right, first up we have an axe.
Somebody's getting the axe, huh?
That's right. Coming this winter, we are going to Kaldheim. So this is Magic's Viking world. We've seen glimpses of it before. We got a whole set coming to kick off 2021.
Amazing. All right.
I think I was a Viking in another life, so into this.
Let's see here. Next up, this is a scroll of sorts.
Next up, we are going back to school with Strixhaven. So this is the most elite magical university in the multiverse, and it consists of these 5 colleges that are kind of battling it out with their own takes on magic, and it's a set unlike anything we've done before. Pretty cool.
Very, very cool.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, those lands are crazy.
Inside here, but whoa, gelatinous cube.
An all food-based set.
Next up, we have a pretty epic collaboration, a long time in the making, and to tell you a little more, we have a special guest.
Hi, Mark. Well, I am very excited to be here to help you announce the collaboration that we have all been waiting for. Dungeons and Dragons is coming to the Magic Multiverse.
That's right.
No way.
Yep. This is a full black bordered standard legal set in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. We're calling it Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. We could not be more excited.
Wait,
for
what?
this.
Dungeons and Dragons is
For
gonna be
over
a
45
set?
years, Dungeons and Dragons has been the premier tabletop role-playing game, and we are finally bringing our brands together for a full-fledged card set that both D&D and Magic players will not want to miss.
Thank you so much, Shelley. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Shelly.
Bye, Shelly.
Bye.
Okay, well, there's something else in here that looks pretty interesting, and I think I know where this one's going. Tell me more about this, Mark. I can take a guess,
Yeah.
but I think I know what's up.
Yeah, if all that weren't enough, we are rounding out the year by going back to my favorite plane. This is Innistrad. So we've had so many ideas for how to bring back that kind of classic Innistrad feeling, fun stuff with werewolves, fun stuff with vampires. We actually couldn't fit it all in one set, so we're doing 2 Innistrad sets. 2 full-size sets. The first one really focuses on werewolves, and the second one is more focused on vampires, and I've even heard rumors of a vampire wedding.
Wow.
So if that sounds interesting to you, yeah, tune in at the end of next year.
No
Well-
Italian food at that wedding.
That definitely does interest me. Mark, one of my favorite parts of Magic each year are the specialized sets. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Yeah, we got some cool stuff. We are doing a little thing we're calling Time Spiral Remastered. We took a look at the entire Time Spiral block. And
Oh, that's
we
gotta be a power
distilled them
set.
into a brand new draft experience. So it pulls cards from all 3 of those into a new way to play. If you were around originally for Time Spiral, this is a great way to dive back in and see those cards again. If you weren't around, this is your chance to experience it. So a really unique experience, a fun product. And we decided to do one special thing in the spirit of Time Spiral and time travel and kind of retro love. We're putting 1 card in each of these boosters that appears in the original border. So these look like old Magic cards. We get asked about this all the time, and we said this is the place to do it. Time Spiral Remastered, 1 per pack. Some very cool looking cards.
Oh wow,
That's
Chalice of the
super
Void is
cool.
a
I love it.
Okay, anything
pretty good
else?
reprint.
So speaking of things that fans are asking for, there's another thing that we know you want, we hear you, and it's the fetches. So next year we're doing Modern Horizons 2. It's Modern Horizons 1 was a ton of fun. We loved it. We hope you all loved it. We're bringing it back for a sequel, so a lot of the same kind of energy from Modern Horizons 1 is returning, and I can officially confirm that the 5 enemy fetches are in the set. They're in boosters. Modern Horizons 2 featuring the enemy fetches. You've heard it here first.
All
Super
right.
sweet, yes.
About time as well. Okay, something else in this treasure chest makes me a little curious. What is this?
About time for a shoe-themed set, right?
I wish. We're not quite there yet. I'm working on them. We are doing something fun with shoes, though. We teamed up with our friends at K-Swiss, and we worked with them to create an exclusive Jace shoe that you're holding there. Yeah, so you can see some of the details, the colors, the patterns. All of that is particular to Jace, were super beautiful, a lot of great detail, and also they glow in the dark. Did I mention that? They glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark. I could have used this like 2 minutes ago.
Also, it's cool. Those shoes are actually available right now. So there's a very small, limited number. They're going to go very quickly. So if you're interested, act fast.
All right, so
I think there's a URL
if you missed it, I can't go back. But if you missed
I'm
it,
gonna need to adventure
they're
into
doing
a pair of
fetches
those.
inside Zendikar.
What?
I just don't know if it'll be legal or not.
Mark,
Standard
what
legal.
does this mean?
Presumably it means it's time to talk about Secret Lair.
Ooh.
Yeah, what would Secret Lair be without some surprises? So, surprise, we're going to announce a new drop right now. In 2 days, it's September 3rd. As everyone knows, Yargle Day, every Magic fan's favorite holiday of the year. Our chance to celebrate the greatest frog spirit of them all. So we're doing a special drop to celebrate Yargle in all his glory. So stand by. That's available in 2 days. Yargle Day coming 9/3.
Okay, so that's the next Secret Lair. But I just want to, if you buy a booster
There's
box,
actually one other interesting thing
any
we're doing
of
with Secret Lair
Zendikar,
coming up.
the box
Jimmy, why
topper
don't
is
you
going to be a
take
fetch
one more look
land.
inside the box.
Okay.
I just don't know if it'll be standard legal or not. Okay, so that's the next Secret Lair.
The Walking Dead? Oh my gosh, it's Bicycle Girl as a walker token. Stay tuned for more exciting news on Secret Lair and The Walking Dead coming soon. Well, that's going to do it for Zendikar Rising, as well as the upcoming year in Magic.
Yeah, Jimmy, there's just so much to look forward to. I mean, it feels like there's really something for everybody.
Yeah, exactly, Becca, and that's why I'm just really...
Hey, Jimmy, Becca, my friends, I've been looking for you. How are you doing?
Well, hi, I mean, we're in the middle of something right now, but...
We're doing a thing.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just busy playing Magic the Gathering Arena on mobile. What?
There you go, guys.
For
Mobile.
me today, and for you, coming soon.
Wait, that's awesome.
May I?
No, I'm in the middle
There
of a
you go,
game.
guys.
But anyways, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you guys. As you were. And Jimmy. Oh.
Yeah, guys, I'm only allowed to do this as a
Well, hey,
as a
mobile,
co-live stream, so I can't go
What?
back in the
Are
video
we on mobile?
and show it
Come
anything
in.
to you.
I know, it's super awesome. I think we should wrap this up so we can see if Sean will let us play.
only allowed
to do this
Sean, do you have Zendikar on there yet?
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you next time.
in the video and show it anything to you. But we'll talk about a few things.
You ready?
Do you want from the top or?
All right, we're good to go.
But we'll talk about a few things.
I can hear you from my
Let me
computer.
get to it.
The question is like, if you kicked Jace, and like, how many people want to actually kick Jace? There's probably some.
There's some other outtakes, I guess.
Check out Blood Chiefs first. Blood Chief. Wow.
I heard collaboration, so I thought that must be us.
Blood Chiefs first. I can't say that.
outtakes, I guess.
Yes, it absolutely makes sense. Can I accomplish it? We'll find out.
Alright, so let me dive into some of these things right here. Okay,
Can I accomplish it? We'll find out.
Alright, so yeah, let me jump into some of this. So let's just go over a couple cards. First off, the Cobra. Yeah, let me jump into some of this. So let's just go over a couple cards. First off, the Cobra. Okay, so that thing is absolutely crazy. I think there's a couple questions I have. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. Hello. Like, that's going to be pretty good. I mean, it dies by a sneeze. Anything could kill it. I mean, it's got a toughness of 1. But just even having a 2/1 2-dropper. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry if there's an echo. Is that still there? That should go. But yeah, if you have the Cobra, that thing is utterly ridiculous. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under control, you just add a mana of any color. That's really good. They also talked about, you know, these guys right here. Let's see if I can grab it. Where you can kind of flip these guys over. You can add. So this would be kind of going back to the dual lands. The dual lands, so like Savannah. So Savannah was add a white or add a green. So they're kind of going back in time with the dual land category here. And so this basically, you get to choose when it comes into play what you want it to be. You could, you know, flip it over and add a white, or you could flip it over and add a green. That's my interpretation of what they said. And then here's another land. Yeah, and you know what? It's probably because I had, maybe I was talking a little bit too loud for the mic here. I was just kind of pumped up for it. But I was like, just get to the fetches. I'm like, just get to the fetches. But Clearwater Pathway is the same thing. This would be your Underground Sea. So on the old dual land, it was black and blue. So it's the same type of thing. Let's see right here, and of course, let me grab this right here. Okay, so this would be like a scrub land. The less desirable of all of the dual lands. In fact, you can get these scrub lands. They're going to be the cheapest you can get them for. But you can add a white or add a black. Yeah, and so yeah, the one thing is with these lands is that they are a, you know, you can't fetch these. So they're just land. They don't have like a type. They're not a forest. They're not a plain. So fetching, you can't fetch these. So I guess that's the limitation. But to me, this makes like Mardu Knights really good, because if you look at our Mardu Knights deck, I said nothing rotates in the deck besides Knight of the Eben Legion, and I said if they reprint shocks or fetches, or if they have this flip land, the deck doesn't go anywhere. In fact, actually, the deck probably gets better because you're not taking two for the shock lands. So, I mean, honestly, yeah, I think Mardu Knights just became a pretty good deck because it's here to stay, in my opinion. Like, Mardu Knights is here to stay. This would definitely help out the Teamer Clover, by the way. Because Teamer Clover, if you play it from the M20 standard, yeah, so let me see if I can get to that. And again, I guys, so if you previously want to watch the video, I cannot replay it live for you. So I'm bound by an agreement that I can just kind of show you things as they go. So you guys will have to, you know, do that type of stuff. But they went over all this, but I'm just kind of going over this in more detail. Here's a land that flips. Here's a new mechanic that they mentioned. So this is a land. So remember, this is a flip thing, right? So this is called Volakut Awakening, right? And yeah. So Volakut Awakening is putting a number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards plus one. So this is going to help really Red Rush, right? Because it comes into play. I think it's 3 mana, but it comes into play as a mountain, right? So a land mountain, I guess. Well, it's not a mountain. Let me put it this way. It's a land that can produce a mountain. And then, this is really good just to pay 3 and flip it. So this is going to be very good in Red Rush when they run out of cards. And it's like, well, even if they just get 1 mana, 0 land, just 1 card. But, yep. So, that's going to be pretty cool. Another card that they covered, another mechanic that they covered that, you know what, I'm not going to lie to you, it's called a party mechanic. Let me get in more detail here. It says at the beginning of your, so it's a 3/3 flyer for 3. That's just good by itself. At the beginning of your combat of your turn, if you have a full party, choose target non-land permanent opponent controls. Until your next turn, it can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. And I think they defined a party by... Oh, they mentioned... They did mention it. So I think it's the same creature of the creature type that you have, I believe. So this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. So like if it was a warrior, it costs 1 less to cast. And this would have to go into a... Alright, so you could actually put this in a Bant deck, really. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 Cleric, Rogue. Among them, put them on your hand. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so if you have like X amount of rogues, I kind of missed that part. I kind of missed that part about the party thing. But so this is going to be, as I said before, a pretty darn good set. I mean, you got fetches as box toppers. You got the new land types, which we haven't seen anything like that land type before. So I don't know how everything's going to go over. I mean, it's really good. It's I'll just say that. I mean, this is definitely a set that I think you can buy a booster box and sit on it. Or you just open up the booster box and you're just going to get value just straight out the gate. Because you're going to get the box topper. Okay. So you're going to get a fetch. I believe, right? Yeah. Because now I don't know if a fetch comes with every box topper. If every box topper is going to be a fetch, or if fetches are included in the box topper. It made it sound like every box topper will be a fetch. But I could be mistaken about that. So I could be mistaken about that. But to me, I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite cards, this is going to be like one of my favorites right here. Whenever land enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color. I mean, it dies really quickly, but at the same time, it's a really good card. So, I think green is here to stay. And this will allow people... So, with NISSA being out of the format, because it rotates out, NISSA shakes the world, we don't see too much ramping, but we see a lot of mana fixing. So, I think less ramp, but more mana fixing. But who knows what other spoilers are going to come out. I mean, it's kind of cool that they kind of did it this way. Because instead of just things getting leaked or whatever, I think this is just a good way for them just to say, hey, we're going to come out and leak it for you. And so I think that's kind of cool. And again, you could further find this at twitch.tv/magic. You can go to their channel and find things out. Again, if you kind of want to do that. So I put that link right there for you. Well, you can't click on it, but you can see it on the screen. But yeah, they talked about future sets they're going to come out with. So obviously they've already worked on those. They finished some of those. They're working on others. So it seems like they have a clear vision of where they're going to be, at least for the next 2 sets. It didn't seem like they were ahead on the 3rd set, because he was kind of talking about like he didn't quite. So it seems like they might be working on the 3rd set. So this set they got, the next set they got, and it seems like they're working on 3 sets from now, and they haven't quite finished that from what I took from the video. So they have a clear path for this set, next set. That's what I took from that. And really, the highlights are, in my opinion, the land, fetches, and the old mechanics are bringing back kicker, which you'll see on the new Jace. And you also see this on this card right here, the kicker. And the other mechanic is they're taking landfall. So landfall is an activated ability. So when it hits, it causes a trigger. So triggered ability, I guess. And so those are the 2 old mechanics. The 2 new mechanics are party, and the last mechanic is this thing, this. I don't know what you want to call that. The flippage. I mean, you could flip cards like Search of Ascantia back in Ixalan, but like this is, you can flip it by, paying mana. The old flip was you had to like trigger something, you had to like do something. This, you can just flip it if you have the resources. So those are kind of cool things. But yeah, so that's kind of cool and exciting. Yeah, flip lands. Yep. So to me, that's the biggest takeaway. Some questions I have, here's a question I have. If fetches are going to be in standard box toppers, right, which is kind of cool, because it gives the average person who can't spend money on collector's boosters, from what I took from that, a chance to really. I remember like they had box toppers for it was like a $40 card called Surgical Extraction. They had box toppers, so I think they're kind of going back to the quality, bang for buck. That's what I said. If you buy a box of this, I mean, like, you have to get your value back. I mean, you're just going to get value out of it. I've been saying that. I said Zendikar is going to be a big set. You look at the history of the last couple of years. Aldrain was last year. The year before that was Dominaria. The year before that was, Amonkhet. Then you had, so they like in the fall, when you have a decrease of sets, they like to put out a really good set. That's what I've seen so far. And, so yeah. So if you like lands, here you go. They flip. They do all types of stuff. So, well, that is it. Again, they kind of went through a lot of the lore kind of leading up to that. And by the way, I am no expert on lore video. I'm not a lore guy. I just see a card, look at its value and playability. And I see a lot of value here. So people that don't like red deck wins probably are going to absolutely dislike Volakut Awakening. Because it really gives a red deck win deck a nice little upside there. Because they're mono, right? So they're going to run 4 of these in their deck. So my question is, I don't know if fetches will be standard legal. I mean, they're going to be in the box topper. So I guess they won't be. I guess they will not be standard legal. Because they're just being offered as a box topper. But they're not actually inside the booster packs themselves. So I'm going to guess that they're not going to be standard legal, and that would be my take on that. But yeah, this is definitely the closest thing to a dual land that you're going to get to, because you get to pick when it comes into play. Like, literally get to pick. Do you want black? Do you want blue? And then you have this thing again. You can pay 3 and flip the land and then get this. So, yeah, and fetches coming back in box topper form. So I doubt they'll be standard legal. They'll just be offered in a box topper. But again, I wouldn't know. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. I really don't know. Yeah. Well, anyway, that is really it. I'll be making some videos about that, but that is it. So, alright guys, well, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, but I imagine that they're not gonna be standard legal, but they are offered in a box topper. So, that's my guess. But anyway, guys, well, that is it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I will see you soon. And yeah. Yeah, that is it. Alright, and I'll make videos about this coming up. Alright,